Welcome to the Player Podcast. Tonight, I'm joined with Riley, and we're going to be discussing what's going down in the gaming community, talk about games we've been playing this week, and all that good stuff. And got some crazy news to start with. Ninja quits Twitch. Dude, why is Ninja quitting Twitch?
Ninja.
He's a
kidding.
He's a ninja, man.
Ninja, dude. I was thinking all week about this. Or die salesman, Ninja. Quits Twitch. Mixer. Easy. Crazy. Mixer is the Microsoft-based streaming platform. I've seen it on my Xbox. I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he's just up and out. You know, Twitch.
Yeah.
In the dust.
In the dust.
Now, that Ninja received a very, I would say, generous incentive to move exclusively to Mixer from Microsoft.
Yeah.
And whatever that incentive was had to have outweighed the recurring subscriber income that he would be doing on Twitch, which, I mean, he definitely had quite the peak there at some point. He wasn't quite to his peak recently, but I mean, he's not making pocket change on Twitch. Right. So there's definitely got to be some big incentives for him to agree to move to Mixer exclusively.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it was crazy because I think it was earlier this year. I was looking at his stats. It was probably April and May, or February, March, April, somewhere around there. He was at his all-time
half
high.
The year you were looking.
Yeah, and he was bringing in close to like $1 million. It was like $750,000 a month just from his subs, and that's not including like sponsorships, product placements, any of that stuff, advertisements on Twitch that they play before you watch the stream. You know, all of that stuff. That money was just from his subs, but then it dropped significantly. And I mean, like you said, it's not like he's making pocket change now. He's still bringing in a ton of money. He brings more in 1 month in his low months than I do my entire year times like 100. So it's kind of crazy to think about. He still makes a decent amount of money, but you know, in terms of his growth and his subscriber count, he just took a huge dip. So I think it's kind of interesting that he jumped to Mixer, and maybe, I don't know, I've heard that there's some drama on Twitch and that Twitch doesn't really support its streamers. Do you think that might have something to do with it?
No, I doubt it.
Really?
I think I doesn't support Ninja.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right, like, I'm sure that he able to work with Twitch very closely and have a very personal relationship with the people there.
Yeah. See, that's kind of what
You never know. It could be something happened there that helped, you know, get the wagon rolling. Yeah. Good move for Ninja and his brand, or bad move.
You know, that's the thing that's kind of interesting, because Mixer's been there for a while. No one uses it, and it's just kind of weird. Do you think Mixer? I've heard that they've updated their system significantly in terms of like user experience and everything recently. Do you think they're just going to attack Twitch aggressively by, let's say they paid Ninja a large sum of money to stream exclusively on Mixer? Do you think that they're just trying to attack and compete aggressively?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's Twitch has held the market in a corner for many years.
Yeah, there hasn't.
And other streaming platforms have tried to get a foothold and had trouble.
Mm-hmm.
As Microsoft's backing, they've got a lot of probably resources to utilize. My understanding, I've never touched Mixer, but my understanding is that they offer some features that Twitch never did, that the community wanted.
Oh, really?
And that they different policies as well as some different features that that Twitch doesn't provide, that allows them to stand out a little bit in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe getting someone big like Ninja over will help people see some of that unique stability that comes from Mixer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I definitely think they're shooting hard to compete in the market space that Twitch is in.
Yeah, I think you're right. And what's interesting is after Ninja announced this, Mixer was one of the top downloaded apps in the iOS and Android market. So it definitely had a huge impact because that app went just skyrocketed into the App Store. So, what's interesting too, Twitch removed his sub button like immediately after he made that announcement, so he couldn't get any more subs on their platform. So sounds like they were pretty upset when they heard the news.
Did send out some sort of congratulatory statement for Ninja, but they definitely don't want him to keep maximizing profits.
Mm-hmm.
His Twitch account, as well as, and in a lot of places that people work, like real jobs, not that streaming's not a real job, but corporate setting, a lot of companies will make you sign a non-compete.
Right.
You can't be going and saying, look, I'm a file clerk, law firm, and I'm gonna also go file at another law firm and quit here, and they're gonna pay me more money. Like, people want to they're revenue makers, and file clerks are not revenue makers.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised that they did that. I think they said that there was like 1,000 new subscribers, or new unique users to Mixer after they announced Ninja's. So it's definitely going to have an impact on the streaming world.
Right.
That's a bad thing. I think there should always be some level of competition in the space, and tech kind of notorious for not having that, for kind of monopolizing services. So I think if Mixer can get a lot of people up and running on the platform, all the better for Twitch, because it will push them to have to innovate and find better services to provide and options.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think Twitch is going to have to up their game a little bit. They're going to have to up their antics with like their current subscribers, because, what if Mixer poaches someone like Doc and they give him a pretty fancy streaming package to stream exclusively there. Like, if they're going to be treated better in one place, then that could definitely hurt Twitch's potential, I think.
I wonder if they'll continue this policy of approaching streamers and offering them incentives to come to Mixer. If they do, those people will bring a lot of people to the platform.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's already communities on Mixer that will be greatly impacted from this.
Yeah, definitely. The people that have been streaming
even
there
if they're
already.
not directly associated with the big people that are coming. So I think it'll be interesting to see where this goes in a few months.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be interesting to see. Ninja's the man to do it, I think. He's the world's largest streamer, and to get, the number one guy on your platform, you're going to get a huge user base day one, which is kind of what it sounds like happened. So it's gonna be interesting. It almost sounds like they're television broadcasting channels, stations. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. They're like NBC, ABC kind of a thing now, and they're incentivizing these shows or picking them up and offering them deals. So I wonder if that's
There's definitely something to be said for like weight and power of a personality.
yeah.
And that's a huge part of our culture these days is people exert massive amounts of influence on their audience.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Even PewDiePie spoke to this. He was asked on one of the talk shows why he's the most popular YouTuber, and he said, I always kind of made my videos as though I'm hanging out with just one friend, and you're that friend. Because I think that there is just something with this generation where we just want to feel like we're a part of a community, that we have a friend out there. And so, you know, I think when it comes to streaming, it comes down to your personality, like you said.
Big part of it. But people like to watch exciting games with interesting people.
Yeah. And it's also used, I think, for strategy, much like watching football. You know, you can get good strategy movements. If you want to play in high school or in college ball, you can watch NFL games and kind of figure out strategies. You can do the same with these streaming platforms. You know, a lot of the times I'll watch Overwatch, and I'll see what a lot of these pro players do, and there'll be parts of maps that I don't see, or different characters that can do certain things on certain maps that I just never thought of. So, you know, watching them actually helps me become a better player because I can find new ways to play the game and to be ultimately a better player. So it's got a lot of really good benefits. And it'll be interesting to see what's going down with Mixer and Ninja.
Big Ninja.
Dude,
Let's talk Call of Duty.
yeah, dude. So tell me, there's a bunch of stuff that they announce that the new Call of Duty, what is it, Modern Warfare, coming out this September?
October.
What's that?
October.
Oh, October. So tell me, what can we expect, Mr. Riley, from this new Call of Duty game?
Yes, and shooting.
Standard Call of Duty. So I think
Actually,
it's
maybe not. They have talked extensively about rebuilding the game, kind of from the ground up.
right. Interesting.
And I don't know if you know this, but interesting situation in terms of development cycle. There are 3 developers that make Call of Duty games.
oh,
So any one developer has a 2-year development cycle.
oh,
Other 2 are developing their games.
oh. So that's how they're able to turn them so fast then.
So the game that released last year, Black Ops 4, wasn't made by the same company that this game will be made by.
Oh, really? Interesting. Well, that's kind of crazy because this one's not going to have a battle royale mode in it, right?
Will not. That's correct.
Huh.
At least that's what they've said so far.
I wonder why they're steering away from battle royale, because that was all what Black Ops was last year. It was just a battle royale game.
I don't know the exact reason that they wouldn't do a BR mode, but my understanding is that they've essentially built everything for Modern Warfare.
Right.
So it's got a new engine. It's going to have basically revamped gunplay, revamped physics engine.
Dang.
Obviously, visuals will be improved and revamped.
Yeah.
And then they've expanded out into areas that or didn't, namely a campaign. So, and that will be a major part of this game is the campaign. So Infinity Ward is the company that's making this one, and they cut their teeth on another game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, no, I didn't.
So they kind of ushered in the modern shooter zeitgeist decade or so ago with Modern Warfare and really shook up the shooter with that type of game.
Right.
So they're kind of coming back to it now full circle with a completely revamped experience. Same name, which I think is the weirdest thing. But
I know. No one will know which Modern Warfare you're talking about.
the campaign from the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare was pretty highly praised.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to be going for that kind of prestige again with this game.
Interesting. That'll be good, because that was like the big deal about Modern Warfare. Everyone was raving about how that was like one of the best things about Call of Duty, and one of the best things about games that whole year.
Yep. This year, they're already kind of being surrounded with some controversy.
Like what?
Campaign.
Their campaign.
Call of Duty has traditionally always included some sort of aspect to the campaign.
Yeah.
It's always stirred up controversy.
Huh.
There were scenes of like pretty explicit like torture in the original Black Ops. There's in the Call of Duty campaigns. Usually there's one per campaign, one like kind of crazy, like violent moment or something that's really kind of like shock and awe.
Yeah.
They've said that this campaign will be no different. It will contain some really shocking moments.
Oh.
That is because they are trying to draw very heavily from actual combat situations that soldiers have found themselves in. So they're making their game. They're saying they're making their game a lot more grounded in a world that's full and populated. And your character, I believe, if I remember right, subjected to some torture where you're electrocuted over and over again.
Yeah.
This particular game, I believe that the controversy is a lot stemming around the inclusion of civilians in the player spaces during the campaign that act with however they want to. So, like I said, there may be consequences depending on how you do interact with those people as you come across the game. The other big thing is they're going for a pretty overhauled multiplayer experience.
Yeah, they're redoing it all, aren't they?
Modes. A 2v2, really small and intimate.
Yeah.
It's more traditional, like 6v6, 10v10, that sort of thing.
Right.
They're going to have a 20 versus 20 mode. They've announced, but haven't really released any details yet, at least 100 player mode.
Isn't that like Battle Royale?
Like I said, they haven't released details, so we don't know if it'll be every man for themselves, lone wolf style, if it will be
multiple
teams of 4, teams of 6, teams of 50.
Gotcha.
We just don't know at this point. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Well,
Battlefield has traditionally been the big map, big player count war game, and their matches maximum put 64 players on a team. So Duty's kind of encroaching on their territory by doing, possibly up to 100 people per team.
Crazy. That could be way cool. I mean, just having a giant map with 100 people running around, that could be some intense games.
Totally. And like you said, probably no battle royale, which it's fine. I still like to watch some PUBG every now and then, but I'm not like Sting battle royale anymore like it was, a year ago or so.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if Battle Royale's on its way out yet, because that's been around for a couple of years now, but it's really been in hype for about 2. I wonder if it's going to keep going or
I'm sure it'll keep going.
Yeah. You don't think it's on its way out yet?
It's kind of itself with a fan base and with a group of people who like that type of competition. I don't think that will go away.
Yeah.
It may become far less popular, but I don't think it'll ever go away.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I still think that there's some good time on it.
Speaking of Apex, they just announced a solos mode for a limited time.
I always wondered why they only had the one mode, with teams of 4. I think this could be really interesting. So, but it's only limited time, right? Isn't it just for like 2 weeks or something?
In August, mid-August.
In August. So do you think that they're probably just testing this out to see if it's going to increase their player base or if fans like it? Or do you think it's just this one-time thing?
I definitely think it's some form of test.
Yeah.
They'll obviously gather metrics on how much it gets played.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is it would also be a good way for them to test balancing and map size. Things that would be hard to do to introduce a dedicated single player mode.
Yeah.
Data ready to base your decisions on as possible. So that's my guess.
Yeah. I wonder how this is going to affect them. I stopped playing Apex maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. I haven't been in it in a very long time. Have you?
No, I haven't played it in ages.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of what most people are like, if they've just kind of played it and moved on with their life. I did talk to one guy at work today who actually played it for 4 hours yesterday, and that's what he and his friends are playing. So maybe there still is a strong user base, but I got kind of tired of it. I was on my end of Battle Royale craze at that time. It was refreshing to get a new perspective in it, but I kind of fell out. And I haven't really gone back and played it. In fact, I think I even uninstalled the game so I could make room for other games. But this might be cool. This might be worth downloading and playing it and seeing if it's any better.
Oh, I sucked in team mode, so there's no way I'm ever winning in solos.
I don't like to tell people I play Fortnite because that's a game for 3rd graders.
What is it, made of Roblox?
Yeah. Freaking Roblox. Dude, did you hear about the PlayStation 5 rumors?
Tell me all about it.
So, there's a bunch of them.
I didn't.
So there's a bunch of them. So someone leaked out some information regarding the PlayStation 5 console. This is all speculation. This is all rumor. This isn't anything that's concrete right now. But this article said that the CPU is going to be a 3rd generation AMD, and it's going to have 8 cores. And the GPU is going to be a custom variant of Radeon's Navi family. And it's still going to have a physical input, so it'll still read discs. It's not just going to be a downloadable console. It's going to deliver 8K graphics, which I think is a bit outrageous, because do they even sell 8K TVs yet? We were just talking about this in our last podcast about freaking how I don't even have a 4K TV. I'm waiting until they come out with the 16 so I can afford that. But apparently
8K is crazy.
Yeah, apparently it's going to deliver 8K graphics. A beast of a machine, essentially, is what it is. And the rumored price, and get this, just under $1,500.
Way. There's no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's no way. You could 100% go find a gaming PC that would have better specs than that, and you'd come in a lot less expensive than $1,500. So, I don't know what I think about these sources. I mean, the hardware sounds like it's pretty beefy, but even the Xbox One X isn't that expensive. I mean, how much is that console running? Like $700, $800 maybe.
Probably not even that.
Yeah, probably not even that. So I have a hard time believing that this is going to be a $1,500 machine. So, but if it is, I mean, they've talked about how this console will be completely backward compatible, and this is what we talked about in one of our other podcasts. They say that it's supposed to be backward compatible even with previous games or games on previous consoles. Like I could play Overwatch with someone who's playing on a PS4 if I'm playing on the 5. But they've made that promise. They've made that promise before. So will they actually end up doing that? But if they do that, is this kind of like a pro version for like the really intense guys who just want the best experience on the PlayStation? I don't know.
Look, you can get an Xbox One X with a 1 terabyte hard drive. $400.
For how much?
Under $400.
Yeah, see, that's...
$200 is way too much.
Way too much. And especially PlayStation, like they learned from PlayStation 3 that if you sell the console cheaper, you'll make your money in the software. And I think that's one of the reasons why PS4 has been so successful, is because the console wasn't so expensive. Which, by the way, did you hear that they've sold over 100 million consoles?
Wild.
That's freaking nuts, dude. 100 million PlayStation 4s have been purchased. That's crazy. But anyways, I don't know if this is true. I have a hard time believing that Sony's going to get up and say, hey, check out this cool console. Oh, by the way, it's going to be $1,500. All right, see ya. I just don't see that happening. That's so much money. But,
definitely think we would have to, take any leak.
Yeah, with a grain of salt.
Yeah, very carefully.
Yeah.
There's not credible leakers, but it's just the ways to fabricate things also. So
yeah, well, could be some trolls.
If it is something like what you've described, then it sounds like it will be excellent computing and processing power that will bring games to the next level. But
yeah, and the Scarlet's supposed to have
playing it.
Yeah, and Microsoft's Scarlet's supposed to be pretty close in terms of hardware as well. Like they were advertising the same stuff at E3 that Sony had advertised before E3, that there was just no load times and getting like 120 frames per second. So I have a hard time even, I don't know. I just can't see it, man. I just can't see them throwing like an extra $1,000 on top of the current price tag for these consoles. You can get a Pro. You can get a Pro for $400. PlayStation Pro. You could probably even find one for $300. So
easy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's
crazy.
The crazy stuff. It'll be pretty cool to see when it comes out. We still got probably a year before we get any more information regarding the PlayStation 5 and Scarlet. So, yeah. What games have you been playing, man?
Well, this week I've just been on the grind with the Destiny 2 Solstice of Heroes event is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just been hitting that
Shadowkeep
earlier in the week.
Speaking of Destiny 2, isn't Shadowkeep, wasn't that delayed?
Yeah, delayed. It was supposed to come out in September, I think the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
They announced that they were going to move it to October 1st.
Okay. So just like 2 weeks or something?
Weeks. It's the first time that a Destiny deliverable has been delayed.
Oh. Shoot, dude.
And it's probably, honestly, actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Most of the speculation is that there was a very tight schedule kept by Activision while they were partners, and that required them to ship a product at a date no matter what, and so they often had to probably squeeze out some things that they didn't have time to finish.
Yeah.
Sometimes deliver underbaked products. So the fact that they've come out and said, hey, we're going to delay, hopefully indication that the weight that their launch has on the strength of the game and the community.
Yeah.
And it seriously. So
Right.
it's 2 weeks. That's not too long.
That's not too long. That's actually, I would say, a pretty decent, because some of these delays are like a month. So that's kind of, I don't think that's too bad. In fact, game studios for the last couple of years who have said, hey, we're going to be postponing this game, you know, I've actually been happy with it because we get a better game. Zelda, I think, Breath of the Wild was a great example of that, because they delayed that game for like 2 or 3 years. And what would that game have been if they had released it on time? Probably would have been just stupid, terrible, buggy. But, you know, waited a little extra and it actually turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. So you've been playing Destiny. What else have you been playing?
Destiny, man.
Yeah, boy. Nice, dude.
How about you? Games.
Dude, I played some Hollow Knight. Threw that up on the stream either Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. Played that a little bit this week. And it was kind of tricky because I haven't played Hollow Knight for probably a week or two. And getting back into it, I had forgotten the controls. So I had to like relearn everything. So this is one of those games I think that you can't just put down and then pick it right back up, because you just get lost. Since it's that Metroidvania style game, you gotta be on top of it and kind of remember where you are and what you're doing. So it took me maybe a good 20 minutes to remember the controls and remember where I was at in the game and what I was doing on my quest. But such a good game, dude. It's so good. Played that. I've been playing some heavy Overwatch. I think I streamed that twice throughout the week on our Twitch channel, and that's been pretty good. It's been a lot of fun. Had a lot of good games. Trying out more characters, getting ready for that role locking that Blizzard announced, so that I can always have a character in one of the classes that I'm decent with. So that's been a lot of fun. And I actually kind of started playing Fortnite again a little bit. Not anything crazy, just been some casual Team Rumble matches, because you can just drop in, kill some people, die, and respawn and do it again. So it's not as frustrating as Battle Royale. So that's been kind of fun, just getting back into it. They brought back Dusty Depot, our old location that's been gone for over a year and a half. Dusty Depot.
And always landed Dusty.
No, yeah, man. So that was kind of fun, getting back into some Team Rumbles. But yeah, this week's been a freaking Overwatch, man. But it's been so good. But we're gonna be streaming Hollow Knight again this week, probably on Thursday. An evening stream for all you late night owls out there. Check out the stream. The playback will be there, saved, so you guys can go back and rewatch it. Again, we're gonna be playing Hollow Knight as part of the book club this month, where we play it, and then we're going to discuss it at the end of the month. So play it, watch the streams, follow it, check it out. Are you going to be streaming this week?
I'm on it.
Dude, yeah, man.
I'm on it.
Dude, all right.
Join in.
Time to...
Right, and...
This
be good. It's gonna be good.
We're officially announcing that we're streaming exclusively on Mixer. Sorry, Ninja. Sorry, our fan base is bigger. Just kidding. We'll be on Twitch.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Twitch, man. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Make sure you guys catch us on your favorite streaming platform. We're on Google, iTunes, the other ones, Stitcher. We got new episodes every Wednesday and streams on Thursday, Friday, probably, and other days. So check it out. Okay, bye.
Later.